An exclusive interview with Environment Minister Anil Dave. Union Minister speaks to consulting editor Rajdeep Sardesai. The big news points. Time for law to curb pollution advisories not enough. These are the big headlines coming out of that exclusive interview. Let's take a look.
इसके लिए मैंने आज सेक्रेटरीज की बैठक बुलाई है। आने वाले समय में मैं मिनिस्टर्स के साथ बैठने वाला हूं। एनजीओ, सोसाइटी, मीडिया, इन सब से भी हम एडवाइस ले रहे हैं कि आप बताइए कि क्या लॉ होना चाहिए, हम क्या करें जिसको कि सबको एक्सेप्टेबल हो और कोई ये ना माने कि ये केवल मेरे लिए किया जा रहा है। उसको लेकर के हम सामने लाएंगे। आज हम समस्या को कम करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लेकिन आने वाले समय में और आने वाले वर्षों के अंदर ये होनी ही नहीं चाहिए। मिनिमम लेवल पे या परमिसेबल लिमिट में होनी चाहिए। तो उसको लेकर के मुझे लगता है कि एडवाइजरी तक रुक करके नहीं चला जाएगा, उससे वो होगा नहीं। उससे 2 कदम आगे जाने की जरूरत पड़ेगी। उसको क्या करना है वो आने वाले समय में मालूम पड़ेगा।
Let's get a word from Rajdeep Sardesai. He's live with us from our newsroom this afternoon. Rajdeep, take us to the big highlights. Also, are you surprised that you had the Union Environment Minister saying that a law should be put in place? Shouldn't the government be taking the initiative?
Well, I think there is a lack of clarity as to what kind of law will be put in place in the first place. I mean, it's one thing for the Environment Minister to say that advisories are not working when it comes to pollution. We need a law. But what kind of a law will you bring in? Will it be a law that will actually take action against polluters, whether they be industry, whether they be the construction industry, whether they be individuals? And will this law be enforceable in a country like ours? So it's one thing for the minister now to say that he wants to have a law to control pollution. The question is, how are you actually going to enforce that law, implement it? So clearly this is loud thinking. Clearly this is the government reacting after the pollution figures have come out and shown these abnormalities, shown the shocking nature of pollution that exists, particularly across North India, but also in other parts, in many of our other cities also, pollution levels in the last week have been pretty high. So the question really that it will confront the minister now will be that you're saying that you will bring in a law, but how will you enforce it, and what kind of a legal architecture are you actually going to put in place? There is a meeting which he has called of secretaries today, meeting that he says he will call in the days ahead with civil society and other groups. But the question is, what kind of a law will you actually bring in a country like ours?
Rajdeep, stay on with us. We're also being joined by environmentalist Vivek Chattopadhyay, who's with us on the phone line. Mr. Chattopadhyay, speaking exclusively to Rajdeep Sardesai, the Environment Minister claims that guidelines are not enough and a law needs to be put into place. Clearly, this is an initiative that the central government should be taking. What do you think that the government can do to actually control this mess?
I think there is stringent law already in place. Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act enacted in Parliament by Parliament in 1981 already provides all the necessary legal measures that can be taken to control air pollution. And our constitutional right, Article 21, gives the right to life to the citizens. So I think it shows unwillingness to take action. And so far the air pollution has risen in India all because of the lackadaisical approach towards the issue. And I think this is the right time that we need to respect our laws and our constitutional rights and take action.
Right. Rajdeep, you heard what the environmentalist also had to say. There are a few laws that are put into place, but implementation continues to be a challenge.
Absolutely. I mean, in a country as large as ours, where are you going to be able to control, for example, farmers who are today lighting fires, burning their crops, which many believe is one of the prime causes for the rising pollution level and the smog across North India? Are you going to actually be able to control real estate and construction activities that are resulting in dust, which is another big cause of pollutant, particularly in urban India? I mean, what kind of a legal architecture are you going to bring in? Are you really serious about it, or is this simply a knee-jerk reaction to these abnormally high pollution figures that we've seen? I think that's the question really that the Environment Minister and indeed the government will have to answer in the weeks and months ahead. Is this really a priority issue, or is this a knee-jerk response merely because the numbers in the last week have been so high?
Rajiv, thanks so much for taking us to the highlights of that exclusive interview. The Environment Minister spoke exclusively to India Today's Rajdeep Sardesai, and said that there is need to actually put in place a law, claiming that guidelines are not being followed. Let's take a look at reactions that we're getting from the public. Delhi, remember, waking up to smoggy mornings every day since Diwali, and experts claim it's not just Diwali smoke but also smoke from crop burning in neighbouring Punjab and Haryana that's causing trouble for Delhi. Take a look.
It is better for children to stay at home than to come so early or they should change the school timing so that when the sun comes out, then they can come. So the pollution level goes down by around 10:30, and then it again starts from around 6:30.
Especially after Diwali, the pollution level is too high. So it is really very alarming and warning for the next generation.
दिल्ली सरकार ने एक जवाब में ये भी कहा कि इसकी वजह क्रॉप बर्निंग है, जो कि बेसिकली अदर राज्यों का इशू है, और वहाँ पे जो क्रॉप जलती है उससे जो क्रॉप का रेजिड्यू उससे जो बर्निंग होती है और जो गैसेस निकलती है वो दिल्ली में आती है। तब उस पर कोर्ट ने कहा कि क्योंकि अभी तो हवा का जो रुख है और वो ज़ीरो है, मींस हवा ज़्यादा नहीं है, तो जो क्रॉप का बर्निंग का जो गैसेस है वो दिल्ली एंटर नहीं कर रही है।
पोल्यूशन जिस प्रकार से बढ़ गई है उसको कम होना चाहिए, लेकिन पोल्यूशन के कारण जो वेरियस रिपोर्ट्स में आए हैं, जो मैक्सिमम कारण है वो क्रॉप बर्निंग है, वो रोड डस्ट है। इसीलिए जो प्रिंसिपल एरिया ऑफ कंसर्न है वो होना चाहिए और उसी को समझौता करने से